We wanted to bring in shared readings, which included focusing on sight words every week and fluency and word work patterns to help make the children feel more confident in their reading and writing. We did a morning circle time. It allowed us to really just see how they were feeling. And then if there were students who weren't feeling great, we allowed them to have an opportunity to stay at the end of our meeting time to come back and share with us so we could check in and see if they were feeling better. I think my biggest takeaway was seeing these kids and just really step up in a K-2 setting with all this online learning, which is something that they had not done a lot previously. And I was just amazed. I'm really going to miss them.
We were combining science with ELA standards. Students read a nonfiction book on seahorses. You could see some of the students have drawn their own seahorse, and they were able to connect different letters to make the seahorse, like the letter S for seahorse. For example, some of the students thought seahorse started with a C because it sounds like a C, but they were able to then sound it out with us, and then we drew a large S. They were able to add the rest of the body to the seahorse. Then they added M's, like the letter M for the scales on the back. They added 2 O's for the eyes and for the snout on the nose. And then we were able to put together different alphabetical principles while we were also drawing the seahorse.
This picture right here is an enrichment. I had a direct draw that actually integrated ELA. Even the teachers got into it. We had our hats to model for the kids. And they actually created a hat connected to a story that we read. And the character wore hats. Every picture, she had a hat on. So this one is my biggest takeaway because we didn't teach the students how to mark the correct response, because this is a retelling slides that I created. I asked for the main characters in the book. I put 3 pictures in there. Before I can even tell them who's the main character, 2 students actually X'd out the ones that didn't belong. So I thought that was great. They were ready to do more, but unfortunately we didn't allow them to use the annotation feature of the Zoom because we didn't have time to actually train them properly, but they did it. And I thought, wow, they're really ready. In retrospect, we should have took 5 or 10 minutes, train them how to do it. So that's my biggest takeaway.
I think my biggest takeaway was how you transfer learning online and get them engaged. How do I give a different perspective to the kids, and how do I get them to think about things when I'm just at a computer screen? And that was my thought all the way through these 4 weeks. I can do some of the tools online, like I did a Venn diagram to do a comparison of a couple of stories that we read, and they were able to connect to that and write on that as well, annotate that in the actual meeting. And then I also made a pizza online. They came into my kitchen through the computer screen, and they saw the sequence of making a pizza, which they thoroughly enjoyed. And then finally, bringing in song and movement through a screen when you're not in the classroom was a challenge. So I found a verb song that went well with the story that we were reading and incorporated movement and song with that, and we sang it throughout the week. And I think the kids really found themselves engaged with that and learning then too. I remember one of the kids, as he was leaving the meeting, he was starting to sing it to his mom, which was kind of fun to hear. So I think my takeaway is figuring out how to connect, how to engage, and how to teach through a computer screen.
My biggest takeaway was realizing how powerful teamwork is. I have learned how to really be a team when doing digital learning. One teacher candidate would be hosting, one would be doing dojo points, another would be observing to see if there's any people raising hands. When we were teaching our lessons, it was very smooth.
We felt our collaboration, our teamwork has been spot on. Every morning when we met at 9, everybody came with ideas and positivity and constructive thoughts, and we all just felt like we meshed really well. Our kids were really positive and really receptive and really excited that they had a bunch of new teachers to talk to. And we also felt like our Google Classroom was a great tool for those who could access the material, and the flexibility of the teaching topics we felt that were not only relevant to them, but also what's going on in the world.
And we really wanted to connect what's going on in the world with some third grade standards about American heroes who have taken risks to secure our freedom. So we did lessons on Harriet Tubman, Michelle Obama, Cesar Chavez, and we really wanted to do this in order to also meet the social emotional needs of the kids to open a conversation about what's going on and the history behind it to make it very relevant. My biggest takeaway was how rewarding it is to incorporate what's going on in their lives right now and what's really impacting them, especially with the riots happening so close to a lot of their homes.
When we first met the kids, those were some of the comments they made. They were talking about things happening right outside of their neighborhood and their houses. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't overlook that, and we tied positive people that they could see themselves in those roles. So a takeaway for me was just I was very inspired by the kids, by their resiliency.
So we decided from the beginning that we were going to keep it focused on the kids. We were going to look at exactly what they needed and try and keep their needs in mind at all times. So that meant looking at assessment-driven instruction planning. So we were able to group the kids by reading level to target the skills that they needed. The next point was keeping it culturally responsive. You take a look at the texts we have here, dreamers, being bilingual, feeling nervous. These are all texts that relate to current events and also relate to some of the backgrounds of our students. So we were very open about having discussions about what's going on in the world today. And also social emotional learning. We had a lesson on meditation techniques, breathing, calming, focusing. And again, some of our kids are having fires outside in the street. It's very disturbing what's going on. So we gave them some techniques to breathe, to calm, to focus, and to think about what's going on in the world today. So some of our takeaways, working in small group was great. We really had a great collaborative group. We were able to get an efficient system in terms of creating lessons and instructions, and we were able to divvy up the work. So we were all sort of co-teaching online. One person could monitor the chat, one person could monitor the slides, and so forth. Then working one-on-one with students in breakout rooms really allowed the students to gain confidence. And then keeping the lessons simple and clear. The online format tends to reduce the amount of material we can cover. So again, going back to assessment-driven instruction and really finding the specific skills that we need to teach.
Yeah, I just want to add, our group was about like 5 people. So I think we had one of the largest groups in terms of the number of teacher candidates in one group. And this is the first time that I've actually worked with like a co-teaching model before. So I personally did not know how it would go, but it ended up working really well. And I think this was probably one of my best experiences in this program so far, was being able to work with these teacher candidates and learn from them. In terms of distance learning, I think I'm a lot more confident as a teacher because of this experience.
The one main thing I want to highlight, I did a lesson on Juneteenth and it was really powerful, and I'm really grateful that Ms. Anna gave me the platform to do so. I found an amazing resource on Teachers Pay Teachers created by 2 Black women who are educators, and it was powerful. And so that is my big takeaway, was being able to do that and having them being receptive and open and having those challenging conversations. And like the groups were saying, it was inspiring.
The biggest thing we did was a social emotional lesson about self-control. And I think it's kind of important to know that there are some things that they can control, which is what's inside themselves, and things they cannot control, which is all the stuff going on around them. We read The Interrupting Chicken to model self-control, which was a really fun book. And we also read Jabari Jump.
We focused on bravery too in Jabari Jumps. It's how to overcome fear. And so it just kind of goes along with the same things the other groups were talking about. And my biggest takeaway was learning how to do distance learning and to keep things slow and simple and being flexible with technology.
We noticed that the students are resilient and articulate. They were faced with some different challenges, whether it was getting to know us as new teachers or when faced with adversity. They were really able to give great feedback and articulate their feelings, which I found was at a higher level than many other students that I've worked with, the same age or, maybe same background as them. And then we used a lot of different technologies that were new to some of us and new to the students that really enhanced our distance learning experience and helped us engage students like Nearpod, Padlet, Google Classroom, Flipgrid, Actively Learn, and Zoom.
For us, we spent a good couple weeks just making sure that the students all felt comfortable and that they could trust us. We gave them time to speak and tell their truth and understand their own emotions and feelings and just feeling accepted. And a book that we all read as a whole class was called Ghost Boys, which is an incredible book that I ended up reading along with my son at the same time because it's so relevant, and it really gave the students a chance to reflect on everything that's going on in the world and use this entire month to just process their feelings in relation to a book that kind of guided those conversations. So I think a big thing for me was just how amazing their ability to look inward and reflect on their own emotions and then tie it into everything they already know. With Waldorf, there's a huge connection to the community, and that was very evident in the way that they were able to bring up their awareness of what's happening in the world.
My aha moments with this whole process was really the collaboration with other teachers. It was interesting to find out the things that certain teachers struggled with that were easier for me, and then vice versa. The challenges again were when the kids didn't have their cameras on, because I have never met them in person. I found that a little bit difficult. But overall, I think the real highlight for me was working with the other candidates.